Alright guys, so I finally got this thing mounted and I've got everything kind of loose. So here is what I did, and I kind of did some pie cuts. I want to be able to get the transmission off, so let me kind of come in and show you how much room I have there. And I don't want to have to take all this off to change transmission fluid or anything like that. And so I've pushed my V-band clamps way up in there. But I want to keep everything away from those transmission fluid lines and kind of keep everything away from as much as possible. So it's taken some, basically what I did here is I just kind of cut that, I bent it down a little bit more. I could have just cut some pipe off, but I also bent this one down as well, and I'll just weld those back up, put some wire in there and just heat it up and weld it up, and this is basically going to get welded just like it is. So hot side, passenger side is just about done minus the pie cut, and for the 90 up here at the flange. And so as you guys can tell, I'll have that pie cut, but this pipe will come right up through here just like that, right tucked nice. I'll cover those transmission fluid wires as much as possible and ceramic coil this stuff and keeping it away from the spark plugs, so you can kind of tell they're right, that boot is right there. But let me get a different angle for you and you can see that a little bit better. So there's the boot right there, and it's going to run just like that. So that's kind of the game plan coming right out of there. So run that up, connect to the flange right there. I'm kind of going to have to do some lucky magic right there to make that happen, but that's next. But this thing is basically done, so I'm excited. Got more progress tonight. I mean, it's the little things that are making this thing finally come to life. So anyway, there's top to bottom on the, I got this tacked up, guys. It's going to go into the flange to the turbo. I gave 2 little tacks there. I kind of bent that, hit it with a hammer a couple times, gave it, you know, 1, 2 on the floor, and got my V-band clamp kind of tacked in, tacked it a couple places. I got the seal. If you guys can see, there's a seal on these V-band clamps that kind of helps to hold that and seal that. And so I've got a little bit of gap. You can see room in there. But got that welded up on there. This is going to go into the flange, and I'll have to weld this to the flange. But I've got to get that welded up. I'm going to take the flange out, weld all this in, and so on the other T6 divided, I went and got a 90-degree shop from a local muffler guy, and I basically just kind of cut it in half. And so you can kind of see it was a big bend there, and then I just kind of massaged it to where I wanted it. And so put a little on the grinder, cleaned it up, smoothed it up, because it's a tight fit. I'll take you over there and show you in a minute, but I've got these guys marked so that I know where to put them with my little yellow marker right there, and you guys can see that. So I'm going to tack that on real quick, go over there. I'm going to have to fill that gap a little bit and kind of see that right there. But then that pipe will connect to the pipe down by the starter. I got a piece of pipe that I'll put in there, and I don't think I'm gonna have to make this. I was gonna cut that right there and then bend it, but I think I'm just gonna be able to move that pipe on there enough to where it's all gonna work up. So anyway, that's what I'm up to today. So that really does change the angle of that pipe right there, guys. So as you can kind of see, I got to connect that to that. Now that dipstick tube won't be there, but I got this V-band clamp, and you got to kind of keep in mind that, you know, they do require some room there. So, but I think my angle is going to be okay. I'm going to stick a little piece of tube down there if I don't fall and crack my head open. Some people would love to see that. Or if I just drop the whole thing. So, hey, there's that. Anyway, we'll leave that there. Let's go pick that back up. Hopefully it didn't break my tacks. Nah, that's mint, you know? What else could you ask for in a tack? A little tacky tack. Right there. Okay, so I have a little bit of adjustment how I can do that. But, you know, the angle on that is a little off. You can probably see with the darkness of my hand there a tad. But I think I can make that work. So, you know, this is what it comes down to, guys. It's just, you know, and then you throw this piece back on and see if it all lines back up and if it all fits. And it's just tight. I mean, good gosh, it's tight. And I have a feeling that's going to kick that out, but it's all in there now. So that's kind of what it'll look like in all of its glory right there. Not bad. I mean, truck manifolds and cheap exhaust bins. It's what we're living with here right now. So, you know, a little hacky hack. And a little, you know, mind the gap there, you know, as they say in the Europeanness. So this is actually not going to be there. I'm going to come off of that bracket right there. I'm going to build a little strap that's actually going to hold this flange. But that is where I want the flange. And so everything will kind of come off that. I will also, I thought about bringing something off of another bolt somewhere, maybe an exhaust header, that guy right there in the back behind that V-band, and come over to this bolt right here to support this, because I want the turbo to move with the motor. I don't want all this piping to break and stress the welds, and you know, a lot of that's important when you guys think about building this stuff. So I may leave the pipe there just kind of as a rest. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll bust this loose here. But man, that's, you know, made the day for holding everything up, getting it set in place so that, you know, you can check your V-band clearances. I got enough clearance there with the V-band. It's just all of this stuff, guys. It's kind of crazy how you got to have all of this in line, because when I actually get that in there, see, it hits that and then that falls, and yeah, the joys of fabrication. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. I'm going to make this one tube. I'm not going to have that. I'm probably going to put a V-band here because there won't be one there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then that way, if I need to get that off, you know, I don't know, I've thought about this, but that pipe will always be there. It would be nice to change spark plugs, take this off. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may V-band both of them. I've got room right there, so it's not a big deal. V-bend here and here. Because number 2 sitting right back there, you know, I mean, I can get to it the way it sits right there. These are all the things you think about when you start doing this stuff, like access to this bolt, access to that bolt. And I may use this little bolt right here as a strap to hold this guy, just so everything's kind of held in place. And you know, I've got a battery wire fuel line. That fuel line's going to get rerouted. But just all the little stuff, y'all. Trying to keep everything cool, and I'm going to try to get all this ceramic coated and V-blasted all, make it look nice. But that Monkey Fab stainless steel flange it's nice. I'm enjoying it. So anyway, there we go.